Hi folks, my name's Tim Perry. I'm the Business Manager of Regional Operations and Engagement for the Queensland Office of Fair Trading, and I want to thank you for providing me the opportunity to speak with you briefly today. As you're aware, the Office of Fair Trading administers the legislation and regulations for the security provider industry in Queensland. This includes working with the industry to achieve compliance, operating a strict licensing regime, regulating conduct and ensuring minimum training requirements are met. Our role is to ensure that businesses, including industries with licence, consistently comply with fair trading laws. 2020 has provided uncertainty and rapid changes to industries as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The OFT has continued to operate during this time, including providing security providers and firms with targeted information and advice as a priority and updating the guidance as the situation changed. Our future operations and engagements with the security industry participants will be undertaken with relevant health advice and COVID-safe practices in mind. Currently, there are 2,075 security personnel licensed in Central Queensland and 3,346 in North Queensland. The OFT undertakes a coordinated statewide approach to its compliance and education activities, identifying trends and utilising its compliance resources where they're required. This allows us to be agile and flexible when presented with emerging issues, while still focusing on targeted compliance monitoring, including compliance checks, educational visits to traders and audits. In the 2019-20 financial year, the OFT undertook 5 compliance operations focusing on the security industry across the state. Operations focusing on Central and Northern Queensland included schoolies, checking security firms and officers hired for the schoolies event in key parts of the state, including Mackay and the Whitsunday region. Security firms, checking of firms and officers with a history of non-compliance. In total, 571 compliance checks were conducted involving the Queensland security industry for this reporting period. Of that total, 54 compliance checks were undertaken in North Queensland and 71 compliance checks in Central Queensland. Statewide, 198 investigations were commenced as the compliance checks identified suspected legislative and regulatory breaches, with 27 of the investigations focusing on the security industry in North and Central Queensland. Our legal actions undertaken during 2019-20 under security provider laws in Central and North Queensland consisted of 10 official warnings, 1 infringement notice, and 2 court prosecutions. Top 3 compliance issues for North Queensland were people engaging an unlicensed security provider, advertising or working as an unlicensed security provider, and failing to comply with the requirement to provide personal details or produce documents. The top 3 issues in Central Queensland were failing to keep a register of persons engaged to carry out crowd control functions, failing to wear prescribed identification, and failing to notify of a change in the licensee's particulars. The security industry is regulated in order to maintain a high standard of probity and professionalism, particularly with the risk posed by unlicensed or untrained security providers. Anyone who believes a security provider or security firm is not or has not complied with their obligations under relevant legislation and regulation can make a complaint with the OFT. I encourage you to do so if you see someone within your industry doing the wrong thing. Complaints can be lodged online via our website or can be lodged in person at one of our offices if you prefer. In North and Central Queensland, we have offices in Cairns, Townsville, Mackay and Rockhampton. Security Buzz is the OFT's Queensland Security Industry specific newsletter and is published in April and October of each year. You can subscribe to Security Buzz via the OFT website to find updates on regulation issues which impact the industry. More information on the obligations for security providers in Queensland as well as free online licence search is available at www.qld.gov.au/fair trading or by calling 137468.